Alright, we'll try to make a little video of this Eaceliy 1/4 inch drive socket set that I bought through Amazon. And I bought this early spring of last year along with a 3/8 set. And I bought the 3/8 set specifically for my mother-in-law. I bought it first and I thought it was a pretty good quality set, you know, just for a super budget set. I think it was like, you know, 29 bucks or something like that. And it had a good selection of stuff in it. So I decided to get this 1/4 inch set to keep in my truck. I've since replaced this set with a Craftsman set that I got through Lowe's over this past Christmas when their Craftsman toolkits all went on sale. I ended up getting one of those, a 3/8 inch set for the truck for 39 bucks, and it's pretty nice. I'll end up making a video on that too probably. But I did initially have some issues with this ratchet that's in this set, and I haven't fixed it yet. I've put that ratchet back in there, but I had replaced it with this K-Tools International. This is a Taiwan-made ratchet. This is their 21092, I think is what it is. This is a twin pawl proto style design with a like a riveted selector switch on it. So that's what I had in there for the past couple of months. But I had tried some other ratchets in there. I tried this Crescent, which is an Apex, under the Apex umbrella. We know these are all really good ratchets, these 72 tooth Apex style ratchets. But we'll open it up here and we'll take a look at what's inside of it real quick, and then we'll finally take apart the ratchet and see what's going on with it. Give me a second. Alright, I was fighting it to get the whole thing in the shot here with how I have my camera set up. Comes with a 1/4 inch spinner handle. This is solid all the way through. And of course it has a bit holder for your bits here. It just has the traditional, what you would normally find in these sets. A pretty good selection of Torx bits. And it does have a spring-loaded, side-loaded swivel there. So I thought that was pretty good. It doesn't have a, it's missing a piece here. I don't know, I think it was supposed to have a like a driver for these that would slip into this to make it longer, but it didn't come with it. And these didn't come color coded. Over some vacation time that I had, I just ended up painting these with this Sharpie paint pens, and this red came out more pinkish than anything. I initially had done that to make them match my 3/8 and 1/2 inch set of Quinn master socket sets that I have in my workshop. I thought this was a good enough set that I was just going to get a better ratchet for it and just load it up in there. But I've since bought the Quinn 1/4 inch set, master set, while they had one of the members deals going on. I think they normally cost 54 bucks, and I think I got it for like 40 or something, 45. But these aren't too bad. I mean, they're not super sloppy or anything. It's a 10 mil there with a fresh 10 mil screw bolt. Seems pretty good. They're all 6-point, I believe. 6-point sockets. Some of them are a little goofy how they're manufactured. I think this setup's pretty much identical to the Vevor style setup, but goes on the SAE, it goes from 5/32 all the way up to 9/16 on both the deep well and the short, and then from 4 to 14 for the metric. But we'll pull this ratchet out of here. This, for some reason, this thing every once in a while, whenever you're using it, it wants to lock up. Our freewheel there wants to kind of do it, and it doesn't really matter if you're manipulating the handle or not. Every once in a while, it seems like it wants to lock up, and it's really tight compared to any of my other, you know, Chinese proto style ratchets. You know, here's a, this is a 72 tooth, but you know these have hardly any back drag on them, whereas this thing, you know, it seems like it's got quite a bit. You know, it's wanting to spin up, and then occasionally it'll hang up. So I had to replace it with this K-Tools International one. It kind of fits in there and didn't rattle around. It was a better option being a better Taiwan made tool. But we'll gut this Eaceliy one. They're not branded anywhere, so it's just a generic ratchet. We'll take a look at it. Let me get my camera set up the other way where we can see it while I take it apart. But other than the ratchet, this set's pretty good for what the price was. I think I probably still would try to spend a little bit more and maybe get the Quinn set. There's a Nico set that's about the same price as the Quinn set. I'm not sure if those are manufactured in Taiwan or not, but I know the Quinn set is. The Nico may not be. But let me pause it here and we'll look inside this ratchet and see what's going on. Alright, let's tear into this thing real quick. Looks like this is going to be a T8 in this guy here. It seems like there is a little bit of thread locker or something in there. Yeah, see, there's some blue thread locker, so that's what we'll put back in it when we go to put it back together. This guy's got some blue thread locker on it as well. This will have to have some thread locker put on it as well after we go back. It looks like it's got some, might have been some blue thread locker or something clear on there, but alright, we'll pull this apart here. Pull that over and kick it up to the side and try not to kick the pawls off. This is dry. Take a look at the gear and then we'll take a look on the inside real quick better. Ball detent painting seems to be a tad bit off, but nothing bad. But I do see some like weird wear on that anvil gear. It looks like it might have had some sort of lube. I don't think I put anything in this. But there's definitely nothing on the main gear. We'll look at the inside here. I can already see what's wrong with it. The springs are in backwards. See that? Try to maybe find some tweezers here. Try to put a thumb over these guys and or a finger and not take the pawl come out. Yep, that's what it is. They put the springs in backwards on it. Alright, I'll try to zoom down while I'm getting the other one taken out and put back together. Oh geez. Alright, we'll set our spring over there so we don't lose it. Try to get this other one out. Have to flip it over the other side to get the tension off it. That one's put in upside down too. See that? Your wider portion of that cone spring needs to be up against the wall, the socket body, not the ball. Almost lost it. All right, let me get these back together the way they're supposed to be in there. These little guys are super hard to put back in. Whoop. Got to get all the moons aligned. Yeah, I know, crappy filming, but give me a second real quick. Alright, essentially we're going to have to collapse the spring with these tweezers. And this wider portion of that spring needs to be up against the back side of the wall. So we're going to put the spring in here on the back side, put a finger over it, keep it captive in there. It just popped out on me. Now you know why I only want to take the 1/2 inch ones apart whenever I do a review on them. Then we'll turn get it in there. We'll do the same thing with the other side. See, we'll collapse that spring down. We're going to rotate the pawl selector switch over to the other side to give us access. Without trying to shoot that thing across the room. Oop, get out of the DJ's Tool Restorations. I'm sure you guys watch him on YouTube. He has a pretty good motto for whenever you take these little ratchets apart like this. If you're worried about this stuff flinging across the room, put it in a big Ziploc gallon bag so you keep from shooting parts all across the place. Let me get the spring situated here real quick. This isn't super hard, but since you're trying to do it through a lens of a camera, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Alright, we've collapsed that spring. Now we're going to put it in here along that back side. Oh, it came out. Try it again. I thought I was going to have a coffin fit there for a second. Get it in this. Okay, now we got it. We'll push it down a little further. Once you do these things a few times and don't have to be looking through a camera, you'll get them. but I'm sure one of those springs was riding up with that wider diameter on the back side of the spring, and it was touching off on the gear and causing it to get locked up. It was coming up higher than the pawl was. We'll lube this up with some Lucas gun oil here real quick. Kind of zoom back out a little bit. I'm just going to use this Lucas extreme duty gun oil for everything inside of this, since it's a fine tooth ratchet. Maybe I'll be able to send this ratchet off with either my sisters or my mother-in-law. I might put this set in my wife's car to have. Just leave this guy up there. That's plenty. Doesn't have any O-rings or wave washers or shims or anything inside of it. Alright, and that's it on that. Well, let me get some we'll get some thread locker and put on these screws. These bigger, or these longer ones, had some thread locker on them but we've kind of broke the seal on them a little bit. That's all you need, is that. Put our finger over the back here so we don't spit everything out. Don't have to go crazy on these, just snug them up. The one on the front is what you're most concerned about as far as how tight you have it. We'll put a little bit of thread locker on that screw as well. It's this little bitty fella here. Alright, set that in there. And get the shakes. It's all from trying to see through this camera. I don't normally have the shakes. Alright, so this one you're going to want to tighten all the way up to tight, and then back it off 3/4 of a turn or so. And you're wanting to be able to swing that free, and that screw is going to kind of rock back and forth. Let's see how she feels now with the springs in the correct orientation. Wipe some of the stuff off that. Zoom back out. Oh, yeah. Feels really good now. A little tighter that way, but not much. See if I can get. I was able to get it to lock up just doing that. Nope. I guess that was it. Somebody just wasn't paying attention when they put it together. Alright, we'll pause it and put it back in the set and wipe it off and send it to a new home. Give me a second. Alright, we'll put it back in this new home and either put it in my wife's car or send it off to one of my sisters. But there you go. Wasn't too bad of a set. Whoop. This is like a 6-inch extension there, and it came with a 4-inch extension. Alright, just wanted to put that out there. Glad we got the ratchet fixed. That way I don't have to give away one of my good ones. Alright guys, take care. Bye.